It used to be that Naveen, when he was when he was the one kind of running the meetings and doing the recording, I would always do this little thing. He turned on the recording on his side, and I would always say something like, "Are we rolling?" And then like, "Here we go." So like, the first time I actually did this, like the meeting recording myself, and it just kind of started it up. Naveen has gained, I think, just so much confidence kind of doing this podcast over the past year, because like the second I hit the record button on like that first meeting, like Naveen immediately started imitating me. So I just hit the record button, and Naveen just immediately goes, "Are we rolling?" And he's like, "Naveen, cut this out." Do I sound like that? Do I sound like that?
I kind of exaggerate the voice to make it a little bit funnier, you know.
It's just weird, because when my mom occasionally has this impression that she does of me, and she also kind of goes to like that exact kind of just octave, like pretty much like that.
Your voice is obviously much deeper than mine, so.
Well, I just a little bit strange to me to hear. That's it. Mom's impression of me is interesting because they used to have this Fakakta microwave set up in like the farm that thankfully got destroyed in the fire back in like 2020. But this was the most just sort of berserkly designed, confusing microwave I've just ever seen in my life. Like this thing was anti-designed. The panel looked like, you know, like the microwave came out of like this Eastern European bloc country that doesn't even like exist anymore. So I would go home, and I'd be making breakfast in the morning. I sort of pull a bagel out of the freezer or something like that, and I get like fed up with I'd start getting fed up with like microwave, so I just would start yelling "cook bagel" at it to see if I could kind of get any results. And my mom kind of picked that up as like an impression. She's just like, just every time I was just trying to do anything in the microwave, Mom would come in the room and just go, "Cook bagel." Real thing. My name is John, and joining me tonight, my co-host Naveen, our man on the ones and zeros.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to a special mini episode of Rebels Without Pod, the show that dares ask the question: a spouse wouldn't actually agree to joining one of these dumb things, right? Right? Naveen, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, I would like to introduce my spouse, my wife.
Thank you. 120 hours we've done of this thing.
Yeah. And she will be joining us tonight for this fun little episode.
Okay. Krista, are you ready for this? This is how much of the mainline pod have you actually listened to?
Of the mainline pod.
Pod.
Of the pod.
How
much of the pod?
Yeah. You can tell she's already terrified.
Yeah. Terrified is like
I have
doesn't want to admit she hasn't listened to any of it.
I have not listened to any of them all the way through. However, I overheard quite a few.
Yeah, the YouTube analytics do hold that out, unfortunately.
But I hear it all the time when Naveen is editing little bits and pieces.
Okay. So what what Naveen and I kind of decided to kind of drag you into like tonight. We were having a conversation. We just talked about a little bit kind of off mic, but there was a small horror movie that came out like about a month or so ago. I was kind of curious, sounded sort of in my wheelhouse. I kind of went to check it out. I liked it, but wasn't totally like overwhelmed by it. Naveen had been visiting me recently in Vegas and mentioned that the two of you had actually kind of seen the movie as well. And I thought that would kind of be an interesting conversation, like a little bit to have with like just the two of you about the kind of like the movie specifically, and maybe some like the more kind of general kind of ideas and kind of themes around it. But let's just kind of jump into it. Like, so this film is Together. This is a 2025 supernatural body horror film written and directed by and a second guest star has also made the podcast. Naveen, would you like to introduce?
Yeah. Looks like we have another one that was feeling left out. This is my dog Ace. Maybe you heard us
Hi,
the microphone.
He can stick around later for the for like the Patreon episodes on like the Air Bud franchise.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
with Jimmy Olsen.
Right. We can see later on down the line how we felt about like the straight to DVD stuff like World Pup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Where was I? Anyway, going back, 2025. Together is a 2025 supernatural body horror film written and directed by Michael Shanks in his directorial debut. This is lifted just right off Wikipedia. The film stars real-life married actors Dave Franco and Alison Brie as a couple who move to the countryside and find themselves encountering a mysterious force that causes horrific changes in their bodies. Ace's nose keeps on popping up in front of the screen, and all I can think about is the scene in the first 2 minutes of this crazy movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the dog.
Also a thing that starts out with a dog and becomes quickly upsetting.
Yeah.
Together by Michael Shanks. Synopsis in brief. You know what? That is not acceptable behavior from an educator.
No, it's not.
Naveen, you got one for us?
Yeah, I guess my synopsis in brief was, I guess you're stuck with me, baby.
That might have been on the poster. Krista really liked that one. Should. That might have been on the poster in some countries. 120 hours we've done of this show, Krista. That's just the produced material.
Yeah.
So what we usually kind of do, what we usually try to do, fail frequently, is talk like a little bit about like the movie itself, and then try to widen the lens a little bit and kind of get into sort of more general conversations about kind of like the themes, the ideas around kind of whatever we'd watch for the week. So together, could we start with just kind of general impressions of the film for the two of you? And is this sort of movie a typical watch for you guys?
It's not really. I would not say it's a typical watch for us. We don't usually watch horror together.
Okay.
It was kind of by accident because I had all these extra Cinemark credits that I was trying to use up. And I was trying to watch as many movies as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, this summer.
Just trying to get your money's worth, trying to get the full mileage out.
Yeah, trying to just finish up all of my movie credits before the end of the summer so I could cancel my membership.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course we found out later that she could have canceled the membership and we still had like 6 months to use the credits.
No. That could have happened, but then we wouldn't have had this pod. So
right. Yeah. But then also finding the time to
But it was also
there.
we wanted to do it over the summer because they wouldn't have lasted until next summer.
No.
If I canceled. Anywho, so there we were. I picked this movie without really knowing. And
I was going to ask, did you have any context of what this thing was actually about?
No.
I think just the brief synopsis that was on the website.
Yeah, but the synopsis on the website did not really.
Maybe we're stuck together.
Usually we watch more. We both like sci-fi.
Okay.
And we both like fantasy. So and we both like superhero movies. So those are the kinds of movies we usually watch together.
So before kind of getting in together, just over like the past year, so what have been for kind of actual non-surprising like movies that you've enjoyed kind of in couples? What did just any sort of particular high points that kind of come to mind? Really good fantasy, really good sort of superhero or sci-fi stuff.
Oh, so other movies and stuff. We actually just did Sinners recently. So the first time I watched it, we watched it together. And
We both really like
I think we liked that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we liked Sinners pretty well. Watched quite a few movies with the tickets to get through, but nothing's really sticking out to me that was good.
Superman is one we kind of come back to like on the pod like over and over.
Yeah.
We both liked that one.
Superman was
saw
really
that
good.
together.
Yeah. But wasn't there another one we watched before together that we went with Cade? And I don't remember it at all.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So-
I don't think that our responses are very interesting right now. Maybe we should move on
Yes.
to the next
So
question.
there wasn't a lot so far.
It's been an okay year
You
for
know,
kind
that
of
we've watched over-
fantasy and sort of good like genres, like kind of fantasy sci-fi, like a lot of genre stuff. But it hasn't been. I don't think it's been a year where there's been something just completely amazing that comes out like once a month, once every couple of months.
We both really liked. I mean, it wasn't a movie, but it was the Ironheart show.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we both were really intrigued by that one. We got hooked on it and enjoyed it very much. I think both of us have been a little bit lackluster with MCU in general.
It's been very hit or miss, and this is the Riri Williams story. She goes back to Chicago. She was like a big character in like Wakanda Forever, but this is kind of her follow-up and her kind of adventures as being a successor of kind of Tony Stark in the Iron Man mantle.
Yeah. So, yeah, we both like that one.
I mean, over the years, I think the things that we've enjoyed the most together have been some of the Star Wars stuff, not all, but
Yeah.
we
Mostly
got
that
into
stuff.
Andor as well.
Right. And/or for my money personally, like the best televised science fiction that's come out like in a really long time.
I don't know. I had trouble staying awake for the second season.
Oh, really?
It got a little better at the end,
I
but
loved the second season. After it took me until like maybe the second or third episode.
it was definitely a slow start.
A little bit of a slow burn for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. So at the book club that we have going at my job currently, we're actually going to be covering Three Body Problem at some point like next month. Is that science fiction novel coming out of mainland China, like a big success. Also had like to my understanding, like a pretty popular Netflix show that came out like a year or two ago. Have you two checked that out at all?
I wanted to because I heard there was like a lot of controversy with it. People saying it was really gross or not acceptable or something. I don't know what it was. There was some kind of hullabaloo about it. So I haven't watched it yet, but been interested in watching it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you're actually doing it as a book as opposed to watching the Netflix.
Right. It's kind of this drive. It's something I kind of really appreciate about my new office is that the social things that they're trying to do, they're trying to encourage like a little bit less kind of screen time stuff. So we kind of like the book club currently sort of alternates like a little bit. We'll kind of do like a little bit of a more kind of serious novel one month, and then something kind of more sort of lighter and current kind of genre like the next month. So we covered like a Vonnegut book recently. We covered a couple sort of mediocre sci-fi novels. We did Graham Greene's The Quiet American like recently on my recommendation. That ended up being pretty good, sort of hitting for everybody. But it's just one of those things of just, I find as an adult, my reading, even for kind of genre stuff, for stuff I really, really like, is personally just really plummeted. Some chunk of that is free time. Some chunk of that is just, I think, just kind of getting older and, occasionally sort of just putting something like up on like the screen instead just ends up being like a little bit easier, like a little bit more low energy.
Yeah.
But kind of swinging back to kind of like Together itself. So you guys sit down, you kind of come into this, you come in like this sort of freaky kind of horror movie for like the not sort of kind of quite expecting sort of what's going on. One of the aspects of this movie that they really kind of sold people on was, this features Alison, Brie, and Dave Franco, actual married couple like in real life. So I was kind of curious for like the two of you. What did you think about like the lead performances they gave? Particularly sort of like through the lens of like these this is a couple that may have some added layers or emotionality to it because they're actually married in real life.
I thought that was pretty interesting. I did not know they were actually a couple till afterwards.
Okay.
So I didn't know that, and in the movie, it didn't really seem like they were a couple at all either. Like. Like in the beginning throughout, they didn't seem like they really belonged with each other, but they were just with each other. She wanted that country life where she was teaching. He wanted to go back to the city and do his music thing.
Right.
And then eventually through this whole hiking thing they did, stumbling upon this old church or whatever with spiritual powers and things.
This kind of old collapsed sort of new age church that sort of that sort of kind of sunk in like a sort of sinkhole in the middle of the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. So the dynamic of them not in like just being with each other but not enjoying each other's company seems very true, but kind of odd to find out that they are actually married in real life.
Right.
Yeah, how much of this, like all of these relationship problems, intimacy issues are actually, you know, autobiographical? I don't
Right,
know.
right. How much of their real life, particularly them also being actors, them also sort of being kind of extremely kind of creative people, like how much of that's it's always kind of interesting to watch that and sort of kind of wonder in the back of your head, what part of real life are they actually kind of drawing?
Because they're a real life married couple, but in the movie they're a very troubled couple.
Right.
I would say one of the most painful scenes of the entire movie is when she proposes to him. Oh my
Right at the
goodness.
beginning.
It's just right at the start. They're in their apartment, and he.
Move on, girl. That's what I was
Right.
thinking.
So were you Krista? Were you immediately Team Millie, like in sort of this watch? Did you immediately kind of land on she just has to break up with this guy and just kind of go on with her own life?
I mean, after that scene, yeah.
Yeah,
Not to mention she's also financially supporting him. He doesn't
Right.
have like a real job. He's just a mess. Total mess.
Right.
Yeah, she was basically like, "Why are you marrying this guy who's into music?" Did you?
Right. So they do try to kind of coach like his unhappiness. You know, he seems very lost. He seems very confused. Like, you know, he's not working. They're not sleeping together. He seems just completely like sort of indecisive about everything. They do kind of couch that in the fact at the beginning of the movie, he talks about having this trauma from a few years back of just kind of walking in on his elderly parents and seeing that his father kind of passed away in his sleep, and his mother is just, because of the shock or whatever else, is just kind of sitting there with like this rigor mortis grin, and that's basically how he kind of like discovers like the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was I think we learned that later after the proposal. So I was already, I mean, yes, that certainly makes him a more sympathetic character. I don't know if it does any more to make me think they're a good fit for each other, though.
Right.
That's really the thing. Not that I'm totally Team Millie, but like, are these two people a good fit for each other at all?
Right. Is it, you know, there can kind of be this question of was Tim, or you know, Dave Franco's character Tim, was he kind of this person to sort of begin with, and does this trauma with his parents explain everything about how he's kind of this sort of useless, listless 30-something, or is it kind of like, what was he already that person, and the trauma was like a little bit of a bump, or even maybe just kind of a excuse for him to kind of continue living like this non life that he was living?
I would say so. Pretty much, you know, he wanted that musician gigging lifestyle. It wasn't happening. Trauma pushed it over because it probably halted his stuff, and he took a break from it, from all that, you know, family stuff that was happening. And then getting back into it, you know, now he's in his 30s, you know, life has got to move on. You've got to kind of do something. You can't, you know, be living paycheck to paycheck like that.
Or is this guy even collecting like any paychecks at all?
Right. Yeah. Or, you know, just living off the girlfriend there, his girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah. You know, sometimes life has got to move on.
Even despite kind of trauma, like whatever else.
Right.
Yeah. Do the two you think Millie was? I mean, obviously, you know, she is shown complaining to her friends. She's shown trying to propose to him or trying to kind of support him. Do you think? Do you think though that she was like a little bit of an enabler for the for just some of Tim's bad habits? Or was she just like just an extremely patient girlfriend whose patience with her kind of useless boyfriend was going to just run out at some point?
She was definitely enabling. I mean, he obviously would have had to figure out something else besides mooching off of her if she wasn't letting him mooch off of her. So it was unclear what she was really getting out of this relationship. To me, it was unclear to me. So I suppose, I don't know, maybe she's got her own issues and her own need to, you know, feel useful, like she's taking someone, you know, that could
there could be situations where people are just legitimately frustrated with a partner, but there can also be situations where one partner, there's a certain satisfaction in taking care of a partner, almost as if they were sort of like a sort of a child. You know, for some people there can be sort of satisfaction and kind of purpose in feeling just absolutely like needed, like the way that like Tim just ended up like needing Millie. So we have the setup like the two characters at the start, and then we kind of get into, you know, they end up in like this, they try to go out hiking. They're quite bad at hiking. They just have no idea kind of what to do. They end up kind of having to spend a night in a sinkhole, which to me, I feel like, you know, that looked horrible and uncomfortable. But I feel like I'm going to read online at some point that's like a actual sort of big fad thing with millennials, you know, like wet camping or just some. But so Tim ends up drinking some of the groundwater, which we establish in the initial scenes with the dog has some kind of curse to it, some kind of magic to it. And like the two of them spend the night in the cave, and they wake up, they're both wearing shorts, and they find like their legs and for some kind of bizarre reason sort of got like stuck or like a little bit sort of fused together. The movie kind of goes on from there. You start seeing these sort of personality changes in Tim, where he becomes suddenly more into Millie, more kind of like obsessed with Millie, and some chunk of that is psychological, some chunk of that is like legitimately physical, like when she leaves the house to go to work, and he actually feels his body being pulled off in like the direction like the car that she's actually driving. So when we kind of pivot to like that part of the movie, was just kind of, you know, when we kind of go from like kind of this couple sort of relationship drama to now that there's kind of some weirdness, some super like natural elements to that. Was that interesting to you guys? Was that kind of like, oh, this is kind of like this sort of like a fun wrinkle for this thing?
Actually, just real quick to go back to that previous question about Millie enabling Tim, I think part of it is, you know, she wanted to be supportive as well. You know, but yeah, enabling, I agree also. Just being, I guess, trying to be supportive through the trauma and going through, and then there. But then now coming back to this question here, it was different as it changed into that. Still kind of awkward and weird, and some of the things happening, you know, the whole bathroom scene, them being there, and
again, not appropriate behavior for an educator.
No. And the other thing was just, I guess maybe why it was happening more so to Tim was because he drank the water.
Correct.
Why he was feeling it more so than she was. But
there is kind of this interesting pivot, because obviously just kind of weird, freaky shit is happening to Tim. But all of a sudden, for the first time, he seems a lot more energized. He seems like a lot more kind of just sort of just passionate and just kind of focused on her, like a level that he definitely kind of was not sort of showing like in the first act of the movie.
Right.
Yeah. It's very weird and like obsessive, like and unnatural, but it's kind of like at the same time, it's the first time Tim is kind of showing any kind of sort of just kind of energy or drive at all, like in the movie itself.
Yeah,
that's true. That's good observation.
It is.
As far as was it I mean, it piqued my interest in that when weird things start happening in a movie, you know, I'm trying to like put together the clues to figure out why.
Yeah.
Particularly in a horror movie, when it's a completely brand new horror movie. For me, one of the exciting things is okay, like the supernatural stuff is happening, kind of like the weird stuff. But the first thing I try to clock is, what are the rules of this thing? Like, how to just whatever kind of weirdness, whatever magic is happening. I immediately kind of go in mode of like, oh, so how does this actually work?
Right.
Now, just like a scene I kind of really liked in kind of like the later half of like the movie is Tim and Millie are trying to sleep in like separate bedrooms. One of the other school teachers at where Millie works has, and this is something I didn't even kind of clock until I read the Wikipedia summary of like the movie earlier today. At one point, she goes over to her coworker's house to get like a little bit of advice for her hand. He gives her a glass of water. Just very kind of surreptitiously, she drinks it, but you can kind of pick up through context. This elementary school teacher was formerly a member of this kind of just kind of crazy new age church, and like the water he's giving her is the same demonic water that the dogs and Tim kind of drank from at the beginning of the film. So she starts getting like the same sort of physical effects from the water that Tim actually does. There's kind of a wild scene like in the movie where, you know, it's the two of them. They're just trying to sleep in different bedrooms. They kind of don't know what's going on, and the two of them actually sort of get pulled out into the hallway at the same time because they're now both kind of like under like the influence of this crazy thing.
Oh, no kidding. You know what? I didn't pick it up that the water was.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Right.
But I did pick up that the teacher friend was part of this cult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but didn't realize that he made her drink the same water.
Right. The teacher friend, by the way, you know, this is purely like a side detail, but it was a major character on Justified named Dewey Crow, who, for my money, the Falstaff of the 21st century. Just one of like the best and just craziest and funniest performances I've ever seen on TV. Although just him being kind of quiet and weird in like this kind of indie horror movie was a really interesting pivot to watch. So they start getting pulled together. They end up kind of smashing up like a bunch of their diazepam on the carpet and throwing it down. And that for whatever magic reason, Valium actually slows like this demon water curse down like a little bit. But but Tim kind of wakes up the next morning and he's tied to a chair. Their arms have been fused together, and Millie is basically kind of sitting there with a mechanical saw, and she's like, "Whatever's going on, we actually have to kind of chop our arms apart so we can just figure out whatever's kind of going on with this thing." Now, how was that for you guys? Was it really kind of weird? Was the movie really losing it for you? Like at this point, was that kind of Krista, you said you're kind of generally like not too much of a horror fan. Was that kind of the point that you started kind of like just kind of clocking out like the movie like a little bit?
At that point?
Yeah.
Oh, I think at that point, her actions made perfect sense to me. That's exactly what I would do in that situation. I would not want to be physically joined to certainly not that guy.
Right. That's funny.
Even the love of my life, I don't think I would want to be joined.
Okay, so what we can do is like a he said, she said movie poster where it's Naveen at the top. You're stuck with me, babe, and Chris at the bottom. No, I'm not.
There you go.
So yeah. So a bunch of other kind of crazy stuff happens in the movie. Tim ends up back at the cave at some point. Part of the film is sort of set off by like there's a different young couple that also disappears, and he actually stumbles across like sort of like the mid fusion kind of Cronenberg monster like the two of them. It just gets really weird, and then we won't spoil like the absolute end of the movie, but it goes in a direction I couldn't have quite sort of predicted. But I kind of wanted to two-part question here, but first. Did the ending of the movie itself work for you guys? Was it satisfying? Did it make sense?
No, it was weird. It was so weird.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to spoil the ending. Is that it? That's how.
Let's set a spoiler warning for here, because like the ending is so odd and specific. It's probably worth talking about. So just
Yeah.
if you don't want this movie spoiled, skip ahead. Let's say kind of 10, 15 minutes. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So we can talk about the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, Krista, set the scene for us. Like describe the last few minutes. The parents are about to kind of come over for like a nice kind of weekend lunch. Just how do things end for Tim and Millie?
So the neighbor dude who was part of the cult makes this huge gash in her arm, so she's bleeding out, and Tim realizes the only way he can save her life is by sort of just letting this thing happen and merging. And so they stop fighting it, and now they both are.
They decide to start fighting it. They pull all of the clothes off. They put on a Spice Girls album.
Yes.
That's right, I forgot about that.
The one that he bought for her.
Which is the actual. I looked up the actual name of the song is "To Become One." So that's.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that makes sense. Yes, and to become one person. So at that point, it didn't really seem like I was watching a horror movie anymore, because the horror, right, the horrible thing that we're trying to escape, we are now embracing
it, right?
Yeah,
right.
and so it's like I don't know. It almost was like this. Is this a happy ending because Millie doesn't die and he's saved?
Or is this just kind of a surrendering, a giving up ending? Because they sort of kind of lose the will to just kind of battle this thing any further.
Well, it seems like it's more than that, though, because they have a different outcome than the other couple. The other couple never, I guess, surrendered to it, and so they become this disfigured monster. But the two of them.
Again, what was explained in the Wikipedia page, I didn't like pick up on this myself, but if you look at that, if you go back and watch that scene, like the boyfriend has a knife in his neck, so it's kind of implied that he tried to kind of kill himself mid-merging, so that's why they're kind of stuck like in a midway point like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not completely clear from the film, like at all.
Right.
Okay. Well, at any rate, it didn't go well for them. And then, the two dogs, they end up in the beginning, they tear each other apart. So when this happens, you don't necessarily end up with this, happy merging at the end.
Right. So let's hit the final scene of the movie. One of them, like their parents kind of finally show up at their little house in the countryside. The door opens, and one of you describe kind of what happens. Well, just who opens the door.
Mostly Millie.
You think it's mostly Millie?
I mean, it's obviously a conglomeration of both,
person,
but
a different person. Neither of them.
It looks closer to Millie to me than just him.
Okay.
Tim.
Right.
But it's basically a mix of both of them together, and parents.
Right.
Really recognize.
There's no reaction from the parents. Screen goes to black. Credits start. Right. Now, was this a satisfying ending? Was this an interesting ending? Was this a confusing ending? Was this an annoying ending?
I thought it was interesting, just the way it ended and how they just embraced it. It also makes you think more. What are they going to do? Are they going to embrace Millie's life of being a teacher? Are they going to embrace the life of the musician? Are they going to do a bit of both? How are they going to now live together as one?
What do they do about their social security numbers? They do about, like the driver's license. Like there's big logistical hurdles they immediately need to deal with. To say nothing of what's the next 30 seconds going to look like when like their parents actually see them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it leaves a lot to the imagination, I think, which
it's pretty unsatisfying because that would be the interesting movie is what happens afterwards, I suppose.
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point.
So
like what that
sequel.
Yeah. there's a level to it. Like, should that have been like the end of the second act rather than like the just like the way like the movie itself wrapped up?
Yeah, but then it's not a horror movie anymore. It's something else. So
yeah.
I don't know. It was like a horror movie that turned into something else, but then we don't get to see the next act. So
Sure. Maybe they'll make a sequel, Together Forever. It's something. All right.
Or maybe it's a horror movie, because maybe it would. I mean, could those two people really?
How supportive are their parents going to be?
Well, that too. But like, can they really live in one body? I mean, is it both of their mind? Like, how does I mean, I don't know. It sounds awful to me.
There's a lot of interesting questions there.
Yeah. Or could they start, with the other teacher now, start trying to bring this cult back? Yeah.
So on the podcast, one of the real kind of fun things about it is I think some like the best conversations that we've had on previous episodes have been about kind of really interesting, kind of pointed, like very kind of thematic horror films. My personal opinion, I think like a lot of the best horror movies kind of draw very heavily from kind of real life things and have something very specific to say about the world. Some of the big examples, The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's 1980 masterpiece, really fundamentally is about sort of cycles of alcoholism and family abuse. John Carpenter's Halloween was really kind of fundamentally about in the 1970s, the American fear that violence was actually going to end up invading the suburbs. John Carpenter's The Thing, one like the earliest, and I think kind of favorite watches of the show has been about how your job and your coworkers are probably killing you. So it's like the best horror movies, I think, really kind of have something to say that's not just about the genre, the genre things they're doing and like the media story. So, and I'll kind of put this question to you guys because I don't really have like an answer myself. But for this movie Together, what is the filmmaker trying to say with this film? Is there something specific he's trying to get across? And is this a message? If there is this a message that is worthwhile?
Well, I think the real life theme underlying the horror is sort of the fear of losing one's individuality in a relationship. Right.
And not just in a relationship, but in a bad relationship, or at least an unproductive relationship.
So I mean, I think that for me, by definition, a relationship in which you lose your individuality would be a bad.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But that's what is. I mean, that's what is so confusing in the end, because in what is the thing that they're fighting, becoming one, they end up embracing, and they're like, so I'm not sure what the message is at the end.
And here they are, and literally all that is left is two halves of a person.
But I guess to go along with that, with the ending, it could be that in a relationship, you kind of have to embrace that love, embrace and compromise and work with each other. Right. And obviously, you're not going to become one person. You're still going to have your own individual.
Well, not with that attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. Have your own individuality, as you're saying. You don't want to lose yourself, but maybe in the end, if you want to make a relationship work, there has to be that compromising and working with them, and in one way embracing your individualities and your likenesses together.
Right. But there's a danger to it, because they're kind of within that compromise. It's very, very easy, and we have all, I think, kind of known couples and relationships and kind of situations in our like adult lives where it is, unfortunately, in the pursuit of that thing, somehow one or both of those people can end up like, unfortunately, like a little bit lesser than they were before.
And I think that's the whole idea with the other couple that was, all deformed. They weren't ready to be part of each other's lives, or didn't know they were gonna.
but couldn't separate at the same time.
Right. So they couldn't fight that, whatever the water was doing to them.
Right. Yeah, very well put. Well, let's pivot like a little bit from there. I wanted to, before we kind of get into like the game at the end of this, I wanted to, sometimes for these movies we watch, I'm a very big fan of like the Letterboxd social media site where it's a extremely popular venue for millennials to kind of leave snarky one-line reviews of movies. And this lately has become my favorite form in the whole world of just kind of written comedy. So there's some really, really good ones for together. So I just wanted to kind of knock through like a few of those real quick before we wrap up. Random Letterboxd review, no particular order. This happened to me and my girlfriend last year, but we didn't want to say anything. Who needs matching tattoos when you can share a digestive system? God forbid a man yearn for physical touch. Snorting diazepam and crawling into each other's skin. Honestly, dream date.
Wow.
What true love does to a motherfucker. Chekov's mechanical saw. That was actually the best usage ever of a Spice Girl song. This is kind of a longer one. Alison Brie is a being of celestial light, and the fact she's married to that squinty rat-faced dude in the movie and real life proves there's no justice in either universe. Also, where would they live in that Jeep that still had passenger rail? Actually, hold on. I'm checking my notes. It says actually I wrote that one myself. Moving on. Praying for the vulnerability to let myself get to this point with another human being. And then we have two kind of more adult ones. Do you want me to kind of do those, or should we leave that for like after the record?
Just do it.
Just do it? Okay. You can cut this out if it's too much. They finally made a movie about me, parentheses, teacher, comma, dark hair with bangs, dates codependent man children, gorilla grip pussy. And finally, not going to lie, Dave Franco wouldn't be able to pull out of me either.
Oh, wow.
Krista just horrified, Naveen grinning into your. That's about what I was shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. Together, glad to kind of talk about some of those. Any kind of closing thoughts before we get to the game?
Yeah, it's hit or miss. You know, you don't, in my opinion, you don't really need to see it. You didn't miss anything, but if you want to see it, go ahead, check it out.
Yeah.
You want to see it, Ace? No, he's out of here. He doesn't want to see it either. So, for our listener,
if I show up at your front door and like the two of you have become Kraveen or Navsta, what would be the opposite side of that? Yeah. I would have questions, but I would be supportive. Just like anyway. So we thought it would kind of be fun to sort of like wrap up, like with we try to do like in like the main pod like a little what we call a sorbet at the end. Some just kind of quick game or kind of like a little kind of palate cleanse for the conversation. So I thought we've never tried doing this on the podcast. Look at Ace. Look at Ace. What a face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Need to get in there.
Yeah. Merge with you anytime, bud. Okay, so we've never done this a pod, but I thought it'd kind of be fun to play the Newlywed Game. Now, the two of you, not technically newlyweds, but it's been like about a year and change already, correct?
Yeah.
Congratulations. We're in our mid-40s. Time is absolutely just kind of skyrocketing by. Just has like no meaning anymore. But yeah. You have like the blank pieces of paper?
Yep.
Okay. So the way we do this is I'll ask like the questions first, and these questions are what you're going to put on the piece of paper is going to be what you think your partner's response is going to be.
So do we have to write where so that they can't see what we're.
Correct. Yeah.
So you have to put that somewhere so I can't see it.
Yep.
Okay. Got it, Philip.
Don't disturb Ace. He looks too very comfortable. Right.
Yeah.
This is a visual medium, but for listeners, Naveen's dog has pretty much entirely pushed him off the couch. And he's annoyed now we're even talking about it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I got 5 questions here, so we'll start with an easy one. What is your partner's favorite movie? What is your partner's favorite movie?
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Naveen just shot Krista a very weird look.
Yeah.
Ace is like, I'm bored. You guys should talk about bones.
How do they fuse their bones together in the movie?
Yeah, right.
I don't even know what my favorite movie is.
That makes me feel good.
All right. You guys have already made it a year. You'll be fine.
That makes me feel good.
What is your partner's favorite movie?
All right.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna write. It's not right, I know,
Mhm.
but she doesn't know it either, so which is good.
Let's ask Naveen for this one. Let's ask Naveen first, and then we'll see what Krista wrote down. So, buddy, what is your favorite movie?
What is? Oh, so I'm telling what my favorite movie is.
Correct, and then we see what Krista's
Yeah.
favorite.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
She probably got it, but I'm gonna. Does it?
I don't think I got it, but
No, I was gonna say Lord of the Rings.
oh, yeah.
Lord of the Rings, just the entire trilogy.
That's the entire trilogy.
Okay, fair answer. Krista, let's see. Just hold it up. Hold up your paper, and I'll read. I'll read on camera what you put down.
Oh,
Okay. Krista put down
Did I?
Return of the Jedi.
I
How
should-
close was she on that?
Pretty close. I mean, that's
Okay.
It's up there.
Is Jedi your favorite even among like the original trilogy?
Original trilogy.
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty close there. Yeah. I know everybody likes
Uh-huh.
Empire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Empire is the correct answer.
But I don't know. I think I like Return of the Jedi just
Mhm.
a little bit more.
All right, fair enough. Again, we need to do obscure Star Wars bullshit podcast at some point.
Which is kind of funny that we just thought of this now as well.
Uh-huh.
Rebels Without a Pod and all that stuff, and then we're like, we've never.
Oh,
done
it's been waiting in the wings
yeah.
the whole time. Okay, Krista, what is your favorite movie?
I don't have a favorite movie. I don't know how to choose one movie of all the movies I've seen in my life. But I guess if I had to choose a movie, I would choose The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. And Naveen, hold up the paper to the screen.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay, Naveen put down just Star Wars.
Because I when we first met, it wasn't the movie, but she was like into the Clone Wars and the animated shows.
Well, that's my
Oh,
favorite
okay,
TV
okay.
show.
Yeah.
That would, if it was the question was my favorite TV show, it would have been Clone Wars.
Right. But I couldn't think of a movie because we never really talked about that. So I just went with Star Wars
Right.
as a whole.
My favorite TV show is Clone Wars. And before that, well, I have two. They're
Are we talking, when you say Clone Wars, are you talking like the 2D animated shorts Genndy Tartakovsky did, or like the computer animated ones that came after that?
There were two
Computer-
separate ones.
Yeah.
I think it's a computer generated.
Yeah,
one.
Right, like the series that ran for like years and years and years.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
and
How'd
then
you feel? Yeah.
my other favorite TV show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All right. Let's see here. How do you feel that they're bringing it back? How do you feel about the fact that they're bringing Buffy back?
Oh, I'm happy about it. It was so tough, you know, after all of this stuff came out about Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
And, you know, I was always a big Joss Whedon fan. I loved everything that he did.
I mean, particularly, you know, he wrote like, I mean, his stuff was smart, progressive. He wrote extremely strong female characters, like in the show. You know, like the original Buffy run was so far ahead of its time, and just finding out like he was like kind of like a monster like after the fact. That was like, I know, like a big bummer for a lot of people.
So yeah, I mean, I think the fact that they're bringing it back and kind of reclaiming it, you know, is exciting. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe like a little bit chance to kind of wipe the slate clean and just hopefully they pull it together. It's interesting to see.
And like, if you can still be like, it's still okay to love Buffy, right? Like there's it's bigger than she's bigger than even her creator, and
absolutely. And it also kind of helps that pretty much every show these days is just draws kind of huge inspiration for kind of what Buffy did, and in terms of kind of like the characters and sort of like the team kind of based storytelling and like the serialization and everything. So they might have a real shot. That would be cool to see. Okay, so next question. What is your partner's favorite on-screen couple?
Favorite on-screen couple.
Favorite on-screen couple.
Favorite on-screen couple. I don't think this really ever comes up in dating. These are interesting questions you got here.
Yeah. Should we pivot to dating advice pod?
Yeah, we'd be perfect for that.
Yes.
We are two guys who know so much about it.
No, I'm talking the four of us. Either happily married or in like very good long-term relationship guys. I mean, we might have insights. We might have stuff to say.
True.
Yeah.
That might be only a couple episodes
Mhm.
as we build off of it.
Yeah. This is the thing about the podcast, Krista. We give each other like dangerous amounts of encouragement. Okay. Krista, so let's start with you answering this one. Who is your favorite on-screen couple?
Wesley and Buttercup.
Wesley and Buttercup. Okay. Bit of a theme here.
I did Buffy and her beau.
Buffy and her beau.
I don't know who her beau was if she had one.
Well, there was
Very complex.
there was Angel. Was really kind of too good for her. There was Spike afterwards. He was problematic, but he had his fans. Who's the best Buffy boyfriend?
The best. See, I liked Riley, and I know that
Riley.
nobody liked Riley, but I was like, he is obviously the one that would be the.
Buffy and Riley. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not my favorite online because on screen. Yeah, so fans were all Team Angel or Team Spike. It was always between the two vampires, and I was the only one who was like, "Hey, how about the human?"
Mm-hmm. Was Riley the college boyfriend like from her freshman year?
Yeah.
He ended up being like a weird secret agent or something like that. Like
Yes.
yeah. Okay. All right, Naveen. Who is your favorite on-screen couple?
I don't know. I guess I'm just stay with the Lord of the Rings and just do Aragorn and Arwen.
Yes, I got it.
Really?
Cover Aragorn's name. I put Arwen and partner.
Buffy and her beau.
Aragorn. That was it.
What's adorable about this one isn't so much the answers itself as that both of you equivocated. Buffy and the other guy, whatever the
Arwen and the other guy.
what's his face?
Vigo.
All right, so that is 1 point. That is 1 point for Krista so far. All right. Question 3. What was the most horrifying part for your partner in the movie Together? And I'm going to break format like a little bit because I'm also going to guess Naveen's answer. We've been friends for like 3 decades. I'm allowed one of these.
Wow. So what's the question again?
What is the most horrifying part for your partner in the movie Together?
I have no idea.
You take your time. I'm just vegging out and watching Ace sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I immediately knew what my.
All right.
I think I know what yours was.
Okay. All right. So let Naveen, let's have you answer first. What was the most horrifying part for you in the movie Together?
I guess when he sees and meets the deformed couple when he went back in
To the cave at the end?
to the cave. I don't know if I really had one that was really horrifying for me.
Okay. And Krista, what did you put down?
Not being when he couldn't pull out after having sex with Millie in the boys' bathroom. That was like the whole scene was horrifying to me.
When you got to see Dave's Franco.
Bummer.
Okay, interesting. So I put down when Tim left his guitar gear at the train station.
Oh, that's right.
Hmm. And Krista, for you, what was the most horrifying part for you in the movie Together?
That whole bathroom scene, just the whole idea of like having sex in a children's bathroom in a school was just like,
It was nasty stuff. And Naveen, what'd you put down?
I was thinking about that. I wrote it small, but I thought it was when they woke up and Tim is swallowing Millie's hair.
Oh, yeah.
I figured that may have been the most horrifying part for her.
well, it's just her hair in the bathroom. His penis is stuck inside her, and he can't get out.
Hey, Dave's Franco, please. We're a sophisticated podcast.
Okay.
Even though we did technically use the term gorilla grip pussy earlier.
Yes.
All right, question 4. And I should have said ahead of time, these are going to get more and more challenging as we go on. So, question 4. What famous person, male or female, living or dead, would your partner choose to get their flesh grafted onto after drinking demonic cavern water?
What?
Krista out and out hid behind her hair when I was reading that. I'll read that one more time. What famous person, male or female, living or dead, would your partner choose to get their flesh grafted onto after drinking demonic cavern water?
I don't even know for myself,
Right.
let alone try to choose for Krista.
Well, this is a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah. Who would I choose? Jeez.
Who would you choose?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Take all the time you need. Naveen will probably not fix this in post.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see. I don't know. It's a lot of long silence.
Yeah, I think you make money.
We'd have to cut it
edit
out.
some of this out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll probably leave that part about us cutting it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
got
good
one?
meta text for the show.
All right. I'm going to ask this question of you, Johnny. Who would you graft yourself to? Don't tell us yet.
Oh, Alison Brie.
Oh. Okay.
Not even no.
All right.
Okay. So Krista, you go ahead and you can go ahead and answer this one first.
Like what my answer is?
Yes.
Beyonce.
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 Good pick. You got the fans. You're on the tour bus. Great seats whenever. She probably smells really nice. Excellent choice.
She probably smells really nice.
Naveen, cut that out.
Yeah.
What did you,
Naveen picked Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
what?
Yeah.
Well, just
The
the important thing is just how, Krista, what that says, that your character, how you come across, people just know you're going to want, in that situation, you would want to partner up with strong women. I think that's extremely obvious.
Yeah. And influential women who.
I mean,
do
if you
some-
consider that, I suppose if it's the merging of brains, I guess her brain, I would, if I have to live in somebody else's brain, I would, living in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's brain would be pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good pick, honey. Good idea.
Naveen, for yourself, what famous person would you have your flesh grafted onto after drinking demonic cavern water?
I haven't written.
This will not be as this answer will not be as sophisticated as Ruth Bader Ginsburg or Beyonce. Just calling it
Wait,
out.
I need to write something down first, though.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I'll wait a little bit.
Okay, I'm just writing something down.
Yeah.
All right.
Naveen, leave all of this in.
Yeah. All right. I suppose.
Did you have something written down, Krista?
I have
I
something
see.
written down. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All
I'm
right.
sure it's not what he's gonna pick, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe.
I was just gonna go with Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro. Okay. Just the topography, like the massive tattoos the two of you would share together.
Well, the guitar playing, because I think he's a really great guitar player.
Oh.
All right. All
I think he gets picked on a lot, but I think he's kind of somewhat underrated. I mean, he's really good.
This is always a fight with my high school friends of me trying to defend how One Hot Minute's the best Chili Peppers album.
No, you don't have to defend it with me. That's fine.
No, I mean, like that's the division. All my high school friends, yeah, of course. Why would it not even be? And just you bring that up with Nate or Eric, he just starts screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, Krista, who do you have written down?
The Rock.
The Rock.
All right. There's a little subtext there, dude. I feel like she might want you to start doing push-ups.
Yeah, start doing the PEDs.
Are you two going to go to like the new Rock movie that looks kind of serious about like the early days of UFC?
I had no idea about this movie at all. So
Have you seen the trailer for this thing? It's kind of fun. Emily Blunt plays his wife, but it kind of looks like Emily Blunt is playing his wife in like a serious version of Heidi Gardner's character on SNL, where she does like a Weekend Update bit where she plays the girlfriend in every boxer movie. She just comes out. She's like, "You're gonna get killed in that ring.
jeez.
I don't want to lose you, but you're gonna get killed at your ring. I'm gonna be at my sister's."
Yeah.
Fun bit, very Boston coded.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
All right, going into the final question. We have Krista with 1 point. And Naveen will be answering first here. What is your partner's favorite podcast? What is your partner's favorite podcast?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Naveen, you answer first. What is your favorite podcast?
What is my favorite podcast? I really don't listen to a lot of podcasts.
Hmm.
So it'd be the Money Guy Show.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Krista, what you put down?
Rebels Without a Pod.
Hey.
But yeah.
Naveen's too classy to be that narcissistic about it.
All right.
Krista, going to you. What is your favorite podcast?
Rebels Without a Pod.
And he put down.
I don't know if you can read it.
Uh-huh.
I said she doesn't listen to podcasts, so she's gonna say. So she's gonna say ours. She can verify that.
I put that down as a point.
That's definitely a point.
Okay.
She doesn't listen to podcasts, so she's gonna say ours.
Uh-huh. Well played, sir. So the final score of the inaugural Newlywed Game for Rebels Without a Pod, we have Naveen with 1 point, Krista with 1 point. What a great metaphor for the movie. What a great metaphor for this entire show. I love all of it. Yeah. Krista, thank you so much for kind of joining us for like this nonsense. This I'm sure was a
It was fun.
We have so much fun kind of like doing like this thing and the idea that that any of our partners would sort of kind of just be loving enough and kind of brave enough and would to kind of step in and to the just humor us for this absolute nonsense that we kind of do week to week. You know, just I think I can speak for Naveen and I both. We really kind of appreciate your time for kind of joining in here.
Definitely. We
All
gotta somehow get the others involved. Maybe a not so newlywed game. It's like you've been married for years, so here are the questions.
I feel we'll see.
Hillary might be easier to get than Eric's wife, I think.
Right. We'll kind of put this out on the channel, and maybe like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Krista herself will end up kind of being like a bit of like a trailblazer. We'll have to see kind of how this goes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you both for your time. We're running like a little bit over, so yeah. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
Good night and sleep well to fuzzy little Ace right there, and yeah. Talk to you guys in a bit.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Have a good
Take
night.
care.
Good night.